Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 15 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Piper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle at the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 on the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
Toward Bryant, who will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, I am coming from a hotel room. I told you I was going to go to Summerfest yesterday up in Milwaukee. I did. Let me tell you, I had a freaking blast. Oh, my goodness. I had a blast. Summerfest. You know, there's certain – so actually I got to cut the show short earlier today because I have I got to be out of here by 11. I asked for a late checkout. And they're like, nope, we're packed. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. It's opening weekend of Summerfest. So, yeah, I get it. But so we're going to cut it short, maybe like 10 – a little bit, maybe an hour, 15 minutes or so, hour and a half. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But listen, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Man, ooh, Charlie. Listen, we got a great show. We got a lot to talk about today. But I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching this on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen and we'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. And like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, the chat is jumping already. My man getting started. Armando Emeterio, a lot of juniors in the house. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Levette Lee is in the house. Good morning, Ma. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Black Diamond's in the house. It was top of the morning game. Can't win them all. But y'all know what it is. Be here for it. The Cubs stinking? Yeah. Cornelius Squalls, what up, what else? ShawnSierraSports fans. Cornelius in the house. See, Black Diamond, you guys got all happy. You had the best record, tied for the best record in the National League, and then you go lose. You got a little too crazy. Planksta's in the house. Good morning, Shawn. Brother Cornelius Squalls, Armando, Levette, Black Diamond, TGIF, FGB, and Bear Down. You can never, ever, ever, ever say FGB too much, especially as funny as I'm in Wisconsin now. I'm coming to you live from Wisconsin. So, yeah, FGB. I wore my gray. I dared someone to say something to me. I'm like sitting there. I dared someone to say something to me yesterday when I wore this at Summerfest. I double dog dare you. Say something. Say something. Say something, you inbred hillbilly mother Hubbards. Start with me. Man, Michelle Walls in the house of Mickey Ficky, TGIF, my loyal subjects. Yeah, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. My man Rick Gonzalez checking in. What's up, Baba? Says good morning, Shawn, to the chat. FGB and bear down. I'm telling you, you can never say FGB too many times, especially when you're in Wisconsin. And it's funny. Maybe I'm the jagbag, and it's very, very possible. Levette Lee says, what's up, Shawn? Levette, Plank, can never go wrong, FGB. I concur. I agree. So it's weird. There's so many weird-looking people here in Wisconsin. Just weird. They don't have, like, all of them. There's a good number of people. It looks like they don't have all their chromosomes. And I'm not being facetious either. I'm being dead serious. I'm just, because I'm a people watcher. I love people watching. When I lived in Italy, I'll tell you, what I used to do is, we would practice at night. So a couple of days during the week, I'd be in the downtown, El Centro, they call it. And there's a big piazza, a big square, like there's a big church, there's a big just open land where people would just go and they would talk politics, sports, whatever. And, obviously Italian because I'm in Italy. And I would go sit on the church steps a lot and just watch people go by. I mean, it's after my workout, after, but if it wasn't the movie day, they had American movies out there as well at one theater. But I would love to go just watch people. And I'm very, very observant. And just the craziness of types of people up here are just insane. Sorry to all my cheeseheads and stuff, but just weird. Just weird. Just weird. Let me just tell you that. Just weird. But FGB, I don't give a damn. I think I only saw 2 people yesterday with Green Bay gear on. More people were wearing University of Wisconsin stuff and tons of Milwaukee Bucks stuff for obvious reasons. A lot of Brewer stuff, of course. So, but yeah, it was good. Great time at Summerfest. I'm telling you, if you've never been to Summerfest, I highly suggest you go. Just check out summerfest.com, I think it is. Check the schedule. See when an artist that you like is playing, because chances are it's going to be on a free stage. There's 5 stages, 5 free stages, and there's one at the north end of the grounds. That's bigger. Def Leppard was in there last night. That's where you have to pay, and you have to buy tickets for that, separate tickets. So Def Leppard was in there last night, right next to the Ozzy Brothers, who were on the free stage. So it was good. Great. I'm telling you, it was a great, great time, man. And it's such a short trip from Chicago. If you're on the north side, man, it'll take you about right around an hour to get here. Just an hour. I was coming from Orland, so mine was 2 hours. And then I got caught in traffic. It's crazy. 2 accidents, slow shit down. Then when I got here, it was insane. Awesome. Crazy, long time. It took me about 2.5 hours to get here, but I'll tell you what, it's well worth it. It's a short trip. Just get a hotel room, and there's tons of artists. The food is phenomenal. They have like a ski lift that takes you from one end of the grounds to the other. 5 different stages, all types of music, rock, rap, country, pop, all kinds of it. So if you've never been, I highly suggest you go. I might even come back here. Telling Steve-O before the show, I might even come back on the 4th of July, the actual day, because what they did, it's 3 weekends now. It used to be 2 weeks in a row, 2 consecutive weeks. And whatever organizers just thought of this needs a huge raise, but they did it 3 weekends in a row. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So great stuff. Like I said, I might come back July 4th. Actually July 4th, Chicago, the band Chicago is playing up here, and I haven't seen them in concert, and that would be a phenomenal. That's probably one of the last bands with brass and I mean like a 10, 12-piece band. I just love some of their songs. So I might end up coming back up here July 4th. We'll see. We will see. But anyway, man, we got a great show, man. Let's get it cracking. Junior says, when I went to school at the Art Institute, I would sit in the steps and people watch. Yeah, dude. Levette says, yeah, they do look weird. Cornelia says, I had a great time at Summerfest back in the day. Yeah, Summerfest is awesome, man. And you're right in the lake. Just a great time, like I said. And so I had Chicago's going to be here July 4th, Cornelius. I'm telling you, next week I might make the move and reserve another hotel room. And then the people are so nice. So there's a dude who was selling tickets because tickets are $32, something like that. And he had like paper tickets, real tickets. And he's like, I'll give it to you for a quarter, 25. I was like, I bet. I'm like, you better not. This better be real. Don't make me come back out and find you. He goes, nah, bro. There's some cops that go over there. He goes, I wouldn't be selling fake tickets out in front of cops. I'm like, okay. Sure enough, walked in, boop, scanned, $25. I was like, okay. So great time yesterday at Summerfest. Genuine. The crowd was rocking. Man, it was rocking yesterday. And the Isley brothers, he had taken his jacket off. He had his guns out, guns out. Actually, it wasn't sunny out, but had his guns out. And then I ran into Lauren Cox from the Lockdown Bears podcast was up there, and we hung out, and we saw Genuine, and he's big Isley Brothers fan too. I was impressed. I was surprised, impressed. But a great time. I'm telling you, if you've never been up to Summerfest, highly suggest it. It's really, 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 really fun, especially if you can catch an artist that you like, and it's on a free stage. Come on, man. Can't beat that. Little stick. Oh, man, we got some stuff to talk. We got some baseball to talk. We got some basketball to talk. So I'm fired up, baby. I am fired up. And the shortened version of ShawnSierraSports because they're kicking me out. I got to be out by 11. They're going to charge me another day. I was like, all right, I'm out. Go grab some breakfast across the street, which she highly recommended. So I'm going to check it out. Okay, let's get it cracking. Guys, you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Before we go to the top of the morning, I got one question, and this really irks me. This really, really, really irks me. So when I got here, I had to drop a credit card for incidentals, right? And it was minimal, right? And they put it on hold. But I was like, but she's like, she goes, yeah, drop the, I'd like to have a card on file for incidentals, and then it'll be returned if nothing's, if everything's okay with the room. I was like, yeah, you know me, I'm a party like a crazy person. In 5 to 7 business days. I'm like, how come you can take the freaking money out immediately, but you can't put it back immediately? You can't put it back on by Sunday? You know what I mean? It's got to be 5 to 7 business days. Shit, that can go into July. 5 to 7 business days. So you took the shit out right now. I said, you can't put it back immediately? Like, come on, man. I said, the room's clean on set. I said, you'll know by later today. You'll know by later today if there's anything wrong with the room. So you guys got to clean it when I leave. And you can't put the money back then? Just a little annoyance. Rick, Hall & Oates killed my Summerfest experience back in 87 or 88. What? I love Hall & Oates. And one of them was performing, I think. If I'm not mistaken, one of them was performing because I guess they're having they're having a battle, a fallout or something. But yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. Dude, was it Daryl Hall or was it John Oates? Dude, that's crazy that you mentioned that. I know you mentioned it before, but that just reminded me because they were telling me about it yesterday. Oh, and Fabulous was there yesterday, but the rapper Fabulous, but he was going on at the same time as the Isley Brothers. And I love me some Fabulous, Fabolous, but he got nothing on the Isley Brothers. Can't do it, Papa. Can't do it. Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. Daryl Hall or John Oates was out touring last night. I don't know, but yeah, they're in a bit of a scuffle, and they're not kicking it like they used to. Oh well, I'm gonna pause right now. That's funny. Yeah, the Isley Brothers is their hit. Let the bodies hit the floor. Yeah, that was a good rendition. James Ford, good morning, Papa. He's checking in, and I appreciate you. Cornelius, Lauren Cox definitely doesn't look like an Isley Brothers fan, bro. He was he was into it, boy. I'm telling you, he was feeling it, dude. They were Isley, man. A lot of old black folks in there. A lot of them were stepping, dancing. The ones who were sitting in the seats were out back, and you can still see the stage as you saw from the picture. Just dancing. And that's the thing about great music is it takes you back. You know, it takes you back to a certain time. All right. And for a lot of us, it's times growing up where those songs, you know, in our childhood and adolescence and young adulthood, all right, they bring us back to that time. And it was it just transports you. And regardless of what you have going on in your life currently, it takes you back to that time, which for many people, you know, was a good time in their lives, you know, when they're really young and full of potential and things like that. So, yeah, it was good. But let's get it cracking, man. Let's see which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Here we go. First top of the morning topic: Cubs. Your Cubs. Cubs fall to the Milwaukee Brewers. Maybe that's why they're all fired up. 8-7, Jameson Taillon. He got the loss. He's 7-4. He went 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 free pass, 2 punch outs. PCA doing PCA things. Again, he was 1 for 3 with a homer. His 20th of the season, driving in his 59th and 60th runs of the season. Dansby Swanson 2 for 3 with a homer, driving in his 39th of the year. Ian Happ also homered his 8th of the year, driving in his 32nd and 33rd runs of the season. So he had a mini split because remember the game got rained out. That's going to be made up in a part of a doubleheader later in the season. So the game that they didn't play on Thursday, they will play as part of a doubleheader later in the season. Staying with the Cubs, the next top of the morning topic is the Cubs welcome the Seattle Mariners for a weekend set on the north side at Wrigley. First pitch today is at 1:20 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. The probables for that game for Seattle: George Kirby's on a bump. He's 1-3 with a 5.96 ERA going up against Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. He's 6-3 with a 2.79 ERA. It's going to be a hot one this weekend at Wrigley, boy. Be careful. Thank God you're right by the lake. It's going to be warm. Damn, that's hot. Moving on to the next top of the morning topic. Yeah, my White Sox. See, that's the messed up part is like so close. Now they're 5-20, 4-20 in 1-run games. The White Sox played 2 yesterday on the South Side. Game 1, the Sox lose to the Cardinals 5-4. Sean Burke started the game. He got a no decision. He went 5 1/3, 4 hits, an earned run, 2 walks. 7 punch-outs. Michael A. Taylor, 1 for 3 with a homer. His 4th, driving in his 16th and 17th runs of the season. We thought there was a game winner. Put the Sox up 2. They couldn't hold the lead. Miguel Vargas, he was 2 for 4 with an RBI, his 32nd of the season. The bullpen couldn't hold that. Again, the Sox are up 4-2, and Wilson Contreras comes up. Sox killer. Wilson Contreras, that son of a bitch. Man, comes over. It was in the top of the 8th. Comes over and jacks a 2-run homer. That was a no-doubter into the left field bleachers. And then they scored again. It was not fun, bastards. The next top of the morning topic is Game 2. Here we go. The White Sox fell to the Cardinals again, 8-6. This time in 10 innings. So they lose by 1 run in the first game, and they go to extras for the second. They lose 8-6 in 10 innings. Mike Vassell, he got the start. He got a no decision, 3 2/3, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 free pass, 6 punch outs. Andrew Benintendi was 2 for 4 with a homer, his 7th of the season, driving in 4 ribbies. All right. So 4th, 5th, 6th, and 27th RBIs of the season. And tell you what, it just gets frustrating, you know? It just gets frustrating when you're coming so close, but you also have to realize they're a young team. And also there's not a lot of veteran leadership there. You know, I'm sorry, Ryan Noda. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI, his 1st of the season. I'm telling you, these young guys are going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. All right, they will figure it out. And I'm telling you, I was telling I work out with a young lady who works for the Sox. She was in sales and now she's in marketing. And I was talking to her yesterday at class, and I said, listen, they're young. I said they're inexperienced. I said they just need time to gel. I said they're not getting blown out. And even she knew they were 4. And she goes, yeah, they're 4-19 and one games. I'm like, I'm impressed that you know that. But I said, come end of July, mid to end of July, so like 2 weeks to a month, a lot of those games are going to turn. All right. We're gonna come out on the right end of 1-run games. It's just a learning process. All right. You got to go your bumps and bruises, your trials and tribulations as a young team. Okay. There's no way around it. So Sox fans, just keep the faith. Okay. Just keep the faith. You can do it. I have trust in these guys. And the reason that I have a lot of trust in these guys is, and this team, is the manager. I'm liking Will Venable more and more and more. And I don't know where he fits in the Sox plans long term. Is he the guy to take us to the playoffs and probably a World Series? I don't know. But he's definitely the guy for this young squad that needs development. They need guidance. They need some tough love at times. They need a sense of belonging. They need a sense of purpose. And he's given it to them. And I like it. I like Will Venable. I like it a lot. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a real quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to finish up with top of the morning topics and hop into some other stuff. Excuse me. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
and you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
No, I don't know though. I'm scared. I mean, you're so
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Man at first. That is hammered right field. That's back on its way. Gone!
Pete Crow Armstrong has homered again, and the Cubs take a 2-1 lead.
Can we say sequel? Pete gets his pitch. I believe it's a little backdoor slider or cutter from Peralta up and out over the plate, and Pete just hammers this ball into the bleachers. In right, Cubs lead 2-1.
Rough stretch, last 22, a 188 batting. He hits that fastball, left field, on its way, out of here.
Home run for Dansby Swanson. Get out the tape measure for Dansby, a long blast. Halfway up into the seats, over near the video board, and now it's a 5-3 ball game.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those were the Northsiders yesterday after their tough 8-7 loss yesterday to the Brewers to split their mini 2-game set. Obviously, Thursday's game was postponed due to rain, and we made up at a later date as part of a doubleheader. But let's keep it cracking. Keep it going, baby. Let's keep it going. Staying with the White Sox. The White Sox travel north of the border to face the Blue Jays for a weekend set. First pitch is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sports Network or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. Probables for today's game for the White Sox for the good guys. Davis Martin's on the bump. He's 2-7 with a 3.79 ERA going up against Spencer Turnbull for the Blue Jays. He's 1-0 with a 2.08 ERA. Here, Rick. Shawn keeps saying that. I don't see it. All we figured out is how to lose. Sometimes you got to lose. You just have to keep losing in order to figure out how to win. All right? There's so many times there's so many situations that'll come up, and you have to continue to get better. And I think these guys are. And yeah, we've lost quite a bit. Okay, but here's a couple of things. Is that you don't see this team quitting. You don't see any give up, any defeatist mentality in this team. They believe until that 27th out is recorded, they believe they have a chance. That's a start. That's a foundation. That's a great foundation. All right, belief in yourself. And that's baseball and in life. Belief in yourself. Excuse me. And I know it's tough, Rick. I know, Papa. I know, but you see it. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off, and toward the end of the season, we're gonna start winning series. We're gonna start winning more series than we've been. We're not gonna get swept. We're not gonna lose series 2-1, 2 games to 1. All right, we're gonna start winning series 2 games to 1. All right, I'm telling you, it's coming. Trust me. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't bullshit you. I'm not gonna blow smoke up your ass. I'm just telling you, it's frustrating now. All right, but you got to keep the faith, and I definitely am willing to keep the faith with this team because of the youngsters that they have, their attitude. All right, they're playing with a youthful exuberance that is refreshing to see. All right, no egos on this team. All right, and then they got a manager who's pushing them. They got a manager who you've seen get kicked out a couple days in a row. Why? Because he's defending his players. So you got kids who want to play for this guy. You got a manager who believes in this young squad, is teaching them baseball the right way. He's teaching them the fundamentals, and it's tough, man. It really is. It's tough to get those things and for the light bulb to click. That's what's difficult. But when it does, it's going to be something nice. And I'm not saying we're going to the playoffs. We're going deep in the playoffs. No. I'm just saying when it clicks, you're going to see it. You'll know. You're like, wow. And they're gonna know. The only way to gain real confidence is when you start winning. Or you can have this never say die attitude, but it gets frustrating at times. It gets tedious at times. And this is where the manager comes in, and making sure that they're able to keep that positive mindset while you're going through 5, 6, 7 losses in a row. Okay? And I know it's tough, bro. It's tough. But, are the Sox your favorite Chicago team? No, they're my second. It's number 2 is tied, basically. I'm a Bears guy through and through. I got where did that go? Hold on. I'm a Bears guy through and through. All right, you see the hat I'm wearing, my freaking keychain, it's Bears, my wallet, it's Bears. Yeah, Bears are my favorite team. I'm a football guy. I love baseball. And I love basketball. I played basketball longer than I played baseball. I played basketball for up to freshman and sophomore year in high school. I stopped playing baseball after 8th grade. But I love there's something about going to a baseball game and rooting on your team and watching. The cool part is that it's such a long season. And the frustrating part, the bad part, is such a long freaking season. You know what I mean? And you get to see. So you get to see youngsters develop. You get to see things take place and the maturation of it. So the Cubs had the same situation, bro. Junior mentioned it earlier, a couple minutes ago. You had to go through 2012, 2013, 2014 to get to 2015, 2016, and 2017. And they got the right manager at the time when he was available. They cut Ricky Renteria off at the knees. Little did he know what happened again on the south side, but that's another story. As Kevin Lauder from the Smoke Fellas would say, that's neither here nor there. Big shout out to Kevin Lauder from the Smoke Fellas. But they went through the same thing. I don't think we have any superstars. Like, we knew Chris Bryant was going to be a superstar. You knew Chris Bryant was going to be that dude. All right, you had a feeling Anthony Rizzo was going to be that dude. Remember, Jed and Theo, they brought him. I forgot who he was drafted by, but they brought him to San Diego. I think they traded for him in San Diego, and then maybe I don't know if the Red Sox drafted him. They brought him they drafted him in the minors, and then went to San Diego. Then San Diego, they brought him over to San Diego, traded for him in San Diego. Then when they came in with the Cubs drafted him, or I'm not sure the stops exactly. But yeah, Rizzo was going to be that dude. You saw Addison Russell before his transgressions. People thought Hobby was going to be something special. You had a nice core. I don't think we have a superstar like in the making like Chris Bryant. That doesn't mean we can't trade for one. Doesn't mean we can't draft one later. So Rick says, just sucks that the Bears and Sox have struggled the last few years. Yeah, it does. It really does. But you know what? The thing is, it's easy for us to see. It's easy for us to see, especially football people. Don't get me started on the idiotic moves that they made. Okay? And then the idiotic moves that Jerry made when he brought in Tony La Russa. Sometimes people just need to stay out of their own way, and it's difficult. You got an 80-plus-year-old man, multi-billionaire. Can't tell him what to do. He's going to do whatever the hell he wants. Right, wrong, or indifferent. We all know, damn sure know that shit was wrong. To pass over Ozzie or Bruce Bochy or Joe Madden or Joe Girardi for Tony La Russa. I think personally Ozzie would have been the best pick. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks, bro. It really does. And then you got to listen to Cub fans and talk all that shit too. That's not fun. That's not fun. Cornelius says, as a kid in the 60s, my first love was baseball. I really didn't become a Bears fanatic until Gale Sayers' rookie year. He was something. Yeah, he was. Yeah, that was before I was born, but I've seen plenty of highlights on his. Ooh, Charlie. Ooh, Charlie. Imagine. Just imagine. Sit back and close your eyes and imagine if Gale Sayers had the medical technology then that we have now. Think of how long his career would have been. Think of how many more electric years we would have had of Gale Sayers. Dick Butkus, too. His knee was the one that went out, too. Think of that. Think of Dick Butkus playing for 12 years, just destroying people the way he did, ripping helmets off and tackles. Think of Gale Sayers stopping on a dime, starting, playing in Soldier Field. All right, think of that. How crazy that would have been. But it just came along at the wrong time. The advancements in the technology in medicine were primitive at that stage. All right, that's where they had to cut side of your knee open and pull it back for an ACL. Now they go in with a scope to fix it. I know because a good friend of mine, Willie Bradford, big shout out to Willie Bradford from Holy Cross, running back from Holy Cross. He's out of New Orleans, out of Nolens. He had an ACL tear at Holy Cross, and it set off a domino effect where Joe Segretti had to come in as a sophomore. And when I got there, Joe Segretti was a junior. Jerome Fuller was in front of me. Yeah. So, but yeah. So I've seen the scar on Willie's knee when he was recovering, trying to rehab from the ACL. He never got back to where he was before. So, Michonne, yes, I actually have. That's the only surgery I've ever had. I had a scope. Okay, I had a hairline, not a hairline, a hangnail tear in my meniscus, 1999. Like when I saw the MRI, it was like literally if you bit your nail, and that's how that tear was, how small that tear was. So they went in, they just literally snipped it. I was back playing in 4 weeks. 4 weeks, a month after that. That's the only surgery, like a wood that I've had, except for my tonsils. I don't know if you want to call that a surgery as a kid, but that's the only surgery I've had. That was a knee surgery, and I was back in 4 weeks. Black Diamond says, and that's the problem, Shawn. We have a senile 80-plus-year-old man running the Bulls who don't give a fuck if he courts a competent team or not. No, he doesn't. He doesn't, because he's a businessman. And he understands the seats are filled. Seats are sold out. 81 home games. 41, 82 regular season. 41 home games are sold out, or pretty close to it. And that's parking that he's getting. That's concessions. All right. Puts on a good experience for the fans. You know, you make the play in the last couple of years. We can say you talk about postseason. You play past the postseason. I want to win. And that money's going to come. If you put together a good team and they go and they win, guess what? You go further in the playoffs, you get more money. Those playoff tickets they're not cheap. Think of all the games you have in the playoffs. You have the best record, you have home court, which means you get 4 home games as opposed to 3. I get it, bro. He don't care. It's about the bottom line, and that's it for him. It's about the bottom line. You know, Arturas Carter said it. He was like, man, he goes, you know, where he, in one of his interviews, they said, you know, Jerry's very happy with me. We're a competitive team. Seats are filled. What more do you want? As fans, we want to win. That's what we want as fans. We're not happy with play-in, getting bumped out. Sorry. No, we want to win. Cornelius says, to this day, Gale Sayers is the only running back who I felt could score a touchdown every time he touched the ball. He was more elusive than Barry Sanders. Really? I haven't watched game tape of him. I would love to see, because Cornelius, you know Barry Sanders was crazy elusive. Sorry. Crazy elusive. Interesting. Would have loved to have seen that. That's wild. Well, NBA Finals. Yesterday's game was crazy. Let's take a look at this from yesterday.
Allows for J-Dub to find that lane. Oh, spin move and a slam. Jalen Williams again. Couldn't get it to fall. Siakam. Ben Shepherd's checked in. Beautiful pass, Turner. Shepherd running the floor. Layup. Back-to-back easy buckets. Mark Daigneault can't be happy with that. 5 minutes here in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander, Hartenstein, and the drought ends. O'Connell whips it out. Toppin tries again. Babbitt Nimhard. Shepherd just gets it off. It's good! It's good at the buzzer!
Welcome back. Those clips courtesy of ABC. That was game 6. Man, you talk about a blowout. I could not believe. I was at Summerfest. I didn't even watch the game. I was at Summerfest. And it was crazy. All right, the Pacers blew out the Thunder 108-91. Tied the series at 3. To give us the 2 most exciting words in sports. I say it all the time. These are the best 2 words, the most exciting words in sports. Game 7. Game 7, whether it's hockey, whether it's baseball, whether it's basketball. Game 7. Everything's on the line. And the crazy part is Oklahoma City knows that they can lose. They know that Indiana can beat them on their home court because they did. They beat them game 1. If you remember, they were up, and Oklahoma kept hanging around. You're like, man, it's only leads only 12, leads only 12, leads only 9, leads only 9. Stop, hit another 3, leads down to 6, down to 6. They keep hanging around. So Oklahoma City knows that this team is, well, first of all, you get to the finals. You don't get there by accident. You didn't stumble upon your way to the finals. You did work. You beat some good teams. They saw what they did to the Knicks, came back from 20. All right. They felt it when they were leading by 15, and they gave the lead up to lose game 1. So you're confident, but in the back of your mind, you know, this is one game, winner take all. There's no, okay, we'll get them next game. We could close it out next. This is it. This is for all the marbles. The end of the basketball season is Sunday. End of the basketball of the 24-25 basketball season is Sunday. Winner take all. You remember Rocky 3 when he was fighting, was it Rocky 4? No, it was Rocky 4 when he was fighting the Russian. Apollo Creed said there is no tomorrow. No, that was 3 because he died in 4. That was 3. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Sunday's it. Rick Gonzalez, he said, liar, the best 3 words in sports is FGB. You're a damn fool, boy. FGB. Let's just say it's vying for the best 3 words in sports. That could be the best 3 words. I got the best 2, game 7. Those could be the best 3 words in sports. FGB. You're a damn fool. Especially because I'm in Wisconsin. I just want to walk around just going FGB to everybody. Just because you're from Wisconsin. Patty Laird's in the house. Good morning. Good morning. Right. So, and I was talking to Junior before the show as well. Just want to wish his wife, Patty Lara, a happy birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. Patty, I just want to say thank you so much for all you've done for me since we first met back in 97. When you're pregnant with Mondo. These are true friends, Patty and Junior. Used to let me stay at their place. So I wouldn't have to drive all the way back to Tinley when I'm out partying. So just call, and you got a floor, you got a couch to sleep on, a floor to sleep on. You know, instead of driving all the way back home. I appreciated that, and I have never forgotten that, which is why I love you guys so much, and I appreciate it. I like why your kids are like my niece and nephew. I just thank you, and I want to wish you a happy birthday tomorrow. Right, happy birthday. You guys are fools. Everybody's just FGB playing FGB. Cornelius, yeah. OKC had a lot of stupid turnovers, especially when SGA kept trying to dribble through double teams. And that's the problem. Remember when I talked to you, I said if you take care of the little things from JJ Wright, my coaching colleague, if you take care of the little things, there are no big things. And what happens a lot of times, especially when you get talented players who are really, really uberly talented like SGA, a lot of times you want to do things by yourself. If you stick to the fundamentals, if they're double teaming you, someone else is open. The court should be spread. Your head should be up. Your teammates, as I said, the court spread. Your teammates are far apart. Find the open guy and get the open guy the ball. But a lot of times, athletes want to do things themselves, especially, SGA is the star of that team. He's the league MVP, so he wants to do things himself. You don't have to do everything yourself. All right, you are very quick to acknowledge your teammates in your MVP speech or post game when they were in the playoffs and they talked about him winning the MVP. He talked about his teammates. Well, use your teammates. If they're double teaming you, get the ball to the open guy. That's simple. Stop trying to. This is. I mean, it's kind of hypocritical. You're like, my teammate. We did this, we did that, we did this. Okay, well then, when they key on you, trust your teammates. Jeremiah, good morning, mijo. Thank you for tuning in. Shawn says, good morning, Patty, and happy early birthday. That's awesome. Dude, Shorty's show was inspired by you last night, Shawn. Foster started talking about you saying a thigh and a biscuit. And the show went into food talk. What were we talking about? I said someone was about to get a 2-piece and a biscuit. Was it the Caitlin Clark thing? Or someone should have got a 2-piece and a biscuit? Patty says, FGB, I'm going to teach that to Jeremiah. Only the great people will understand what it means. Rick Gonzalez says, Patty, happy birthday. That's crazy. That's funny. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. I'm looking forward to Game 7 on Sunday. I don't know where I'm going to watch it. It's going to be fun, though. That I can tell you. That I can promise you. It's going to be fun. Winner take all. I think that, yeah, Junior says, yeah, that's when you're talking about Caitlin Clark. Okay. I think Game 7 is going to be fun. I think this might have finally some good ratings. All right. Game 7, people tend to watch. All right. People tend to watch. They know what's going on. They've heard about it. They're not watching the other stuff, but they heard about it. Oh my goodness. This just came across the board. Wow. Wow. Steve-O, give me a flyer for this. Freeze. Steve-O, give me a flyer for that if you could real quick. Got some breaking news, though. Monica's in the house. Monica Lara, how are you, Mama? Thank you so much for tuning in. That's awesome. Speaking of the NBA, there was a clip out. And this is what, again, Steve and I were talking about this before the show, and it's like billionaires are in their own world, and a lot of times it's not reality. It's a world that it's not reality because people at that stage are treated differently because they're billionaires. And that's not the real world. Most people aren't treated that way. All right. And peep this, what was said by LeBron. He was on with Steve Nash. And I didn't give you the news yet, Rick. Steve's putting together a flyer for me, and I'll tell you once he gets the flyer up. Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't tell you the news because it's going to be good. It's going to be crazy. But here, let's check out this thing from LeBron. I just listen.
I don't know why it's discussed so much in our sport and why it's the A-all, B-all of everything. Like, okay, you weren't a great player if you never won a championship. It's like, or if you won one, then you can't be in the same conversation with this person. It's like,
but that's a great point, because what you're saying is like, no matter what you have, you need more. No matter what.
Right.
No matter what. It can never end.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like you sit here and you tell me, you know, Allen Iverson and Charles Barkley and Steve Nash, you know, our wasn't unbelievable. Like, oh, they can't be talked about or discussed with these guys because this guy won one ring or won two rings or one, like, it's just weird to me. It's like saying Peyton Manning can't be in the same room with Brady or Mahomes because he only has one ring. They don't never discuss that in these sports.
That video courtesy of the Steve Nash podcast. And first of all, Peyton Manning has 2 rings. He doesn't have one. He has 2. He talked about the ring chasing culture and the notion that you have to have rings to be considered the greatest, to be put in the conversation. And I find it hypocritical. I find it hypocritical that you are bashing that ring chasing culture when you're one of the biggest ring chasers of all time. You left Cleveland to go chase a ring in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. All right, you went back to Cleveland to ring chase with Kyrie Irving. You went to LA to play with Anthony Davis, to ring chase, to get another title. So you're talking about you don't understand it. You've perpetuated, you've lived it. That's been your career. That's been who you are. That's who you are. You want to be considered the greatest. You want to be the GOAT. And you knew you had to win titles. So you jumped from team to team in order to get titles, multiple titles. So you won 3 titles with 3 different teams. Cleveland, 2 with Miami, and 1 with LA. It really doesn't count to the bubble, but it happened. This is what we were talking about, Steve-O. This is exactly what we're talking about. You live in your own fantasy world. How are you going to say you don't understand it when you're the guy who went out and started the super teams? You openly politicked and recruited people. Now, some people say, well, they talk about the second threesome for the Bulls and saying that was a super team. Well, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman. Michael Jordan and whoever, I've seen this online. It said Michael Jordan went out and recruited Rodman. Michael Jordan didn't recruit Rodman. That was all Jerry Krause. They brought they brought the idea to Mike, like, hey, Tim and Scotty, like, can you handle this guy? I want to go get this. They didn't ask him for permission. Jerry Krause realized that they needed some toughness. They needed some rebounding. Horace Grant was the key to that first three-peat. Good for him. He went and got his money in Orlando. Bad for him. He got carried off the court when you beat us in 95. So they realized they needed somebody. They needed a rebounder. And Crumbs, God rest his soul, Jerry Krause, the sleuth, thought Rodman was a perfect fit. Went out and got him. And the rest, as they say, is history. So that was not a super team. It wasn't Michael going and say, hey, get me this guy. Let me get, hey, let's play together so we can win. Hey, let's just join forces and play on the same team so we can go after a chip. Mike didn't say that. That was the front office who decided they needed a rebounder. And they went and got the best rebounder in the game. They were able to do that. He came with risks. And believe you me, we felt the wrath of Rodman. I don't want to. His eclectic behavior. Remember when he said he needed in the middle of the 72-10 season, he goes, Coach, I need a break. I needed 48 hours or 72 hours. I think it was 48 hours. And he went to Vegas. So went to Vegas. It was partying with Carmen Electra and strippers and drinking and acting a fool. Was late. Mike had to go get him. We saw the marriage when he married himself. All right, that whole debacle when he kicked the cameraman. He kicks the cameraman in the groin. The cameraman's like, oh. You remember that, guys? When Dennis Rodman kicked the cameraman's like, you got it, man, for a second. He's like, oh, wait, that's Dennis Rodman. I can sue him. Oh. I do collect some money. Rodman wrestling, the New World Order. Cornelius says about LeBron, yes, he was. Not having a ring doesn't take. Yes, he was. He was chasing rings. He was ring chasing. Not having a ring doesn't take away from your greatness, but it does give you bragging rights. It does. When you're in that upper echelon, and it sucks. You can be talked about as a great player, but the standard is how many rings you have. Because AI, Charles, I don't think Steve Nash won. Like, they've all won league MVPs. Okay? And the thing that separates you is, were you good enough to get your team to the promised land? Were you good enough? Simple, yes. Yes, you were. No, you weren't. And then those who were, okay, how many times? So there's always a level. You know, how many times were we able to get there? Now, when people say, well, Bill Russell should be the GOAT. No, dude, there were 6 teams in the league. There were 6 teams. There's no free agency. Whatever team you had, that was it. You kept going to the same. You kept going into every season with the same team. They couldn't jump teams. Rick. Oh my God. I'm hurt. My neck, my back. I want 150,000. We can sell all the core right now for $20. Oh man. Micah Sky didn't care what Rodman did as long as he showed up and got 8 to 10 rebounds. For the most part, yeah. Yeah. In the Last Dance, they had to misdirect the media away from Rodman because Rodman was a story. Wherever he went, he was a story. All right. They were rock stars, especially that 72-10 team. And that second three-peat, they are rock stars. Private jets, 5-star hotels. And the crazy part was there were usually hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, at the hotel when they went on the road. Just to get a glimpse of them, just to get a quick picture, a Polaroid or a disposable camera, because there were no cell phones like crazy back then. And they definitely didn't have the technology and the ability of the quality of photos that they have now. But there'd be people, when they go to New York, they stay at the Plaza. There'd be tons of people waiting out there at whatever time. They knew the Bulls were playing the next night and they were coming in from somewhere else. Dude, there were people out there. They were rock stars. Rodman would come. Remember, they used to have a dress code. Rodman's like, you come with a vest. You come in Zubaz. Remember those Zubaz pants that the Road Warriors made? Everyone used to wear the Zubaz. he come in shorts and a vest and a baseball hat, all the piercings, everything. People just wanted to see this rock band. They were like the 85 Bears. Yes, they were. And they had the number one dude in the game, and Mike, best player ever. Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy. So, yeah, but, getting the amount of rings, and that's the thing. You want to win. That's why. And the one thing that people don't talk about Kobe a lot being up there as the best. Kobe got 5. Kobe got 5 rings. So do with it what you may. But I found it very ironic that he's talking about not having I don't understand why people are chasing rings when you're the dude who did it. You don't understand it? What do you mean you don't understand it? Wow. This is the news I was going to tell you guys. Holy cow. Breaking news. Just came across the wire. Jonathan Toews has agreed to a 1-year deal with the Winnipeg Jets. A 1-year deal with the Winnipeg Jets. Wow. He's back in the NHL. He hasn't played since 2023. I'm so happy for the captain. My captain. I'm so freaking happy for him. Wow. That is awesome. Captain Sirius signs a 1-year deal with the Winnipeg Jets. Good to see him back on the ice. Well, listen, we got to cut it short because they're going to kick me out of here. Guys, I need you to have a phenomenal week. I'm going to replay this tonight at 6 o'clock. Don't forget, at 12:15, Second City Sports with Lakina and Sid. They're going to take you for another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports and national sports because there's not a lot of Chicago sports going on right now. Smoke Fellows will be a rerun tomorrow because they're celebrating their 10th anniversary, so they're going to be at a spot early. So it's going to be a rerun tomorrow for the Smoke Fellows. But I will be back on Monday, 9 a.m. to 11 Central Time. Like I tell you guys all the time, let your loved ones know you love them because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right? It's going to be a hot one out there, folks. Be safe. If you're going to the Cubs game, be safe. It's going to be hot. You're going to be out there in the bleachers drinking a beer. Make sure you hydrate with water. Last thing we need any of you to do is have a heat stroke. Okay? Be out there. Enjoy it. Cheer your team on. All right? Get together. Patios, rooftops. Festivals, more festivals this weekend, all summer long, every weekend. All right, meet your people. Let your loved ones know you love them. Hey, make plans for breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, drinks, festival time. Easy. Everybody can meet up at the festival and go about your business. All right, do that. Make time for the people that you care about. All right, I will see you on Monday. So from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. You have a phenomenal week, and your boy coming from across the cheese curtain in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Your boy is out.
Come on, place the bass.